There we go. So we'll just start right here. Today, we're going to move from the root chakra, which we did last class on Thursday, up to the next chakra. And I decided to wear the color of the second chakra. It's orange. We have a little bit of our first chakra color here is some red. And so it moves from red, the earth, that rooting, that grounding chakra, to the next chakra, which is orange, our Svadhisthana, our sacral chakra. So we talked about last class, the roots, right? Our grounding, our stability, our safety, this foundation that we connect with and ground into before we start to move up the chakras and the energy centers. And all of these energy centers are connected by this one pillar of energy called the Sushumna Nadi. The Nadi are loosely translated to like the rivers and the channels in the body. These channels are subtle energy bodies. They're not obviously like our gross physical body, like our veins and our nervous system and all of our organs. It's more subtle. We work with the flow of the energy, the breath, this gentle pulsing that we feel. So these chakras represent wheels of energy. So these energy centers, these wheels of energy, either they are sometimes maybe overactive and open, sometimes sluggish and slow. And the intention behind working with these is to bring the balance and the harmony into each chakra, which in turn can be reflected in our lives. They can be reflected in how we show up in our life. So root, grounding, right? Stable, how secure we feel, how concerned or worried we are maybe about our finances, or let me see, make sure she got in. Perfect. How safe we feel in certain environments, how connected we are even to the earth, to nature, to our family lineage. And we work on this one first because it's the base. This is the still place that everything grows from. So we grow into this next chakra, which is our Svadhisthana, sacral chakra. And since there's one man here, but most of us as women, it's in our womb. So this is where, in the tradition of yoga, it is experienced, is in the womb and our ovaries. It is the chakra that connects to how we nurture ourselves. It connects us to our emotions, our emotional body, so how we feel and move through life. Also with our sensuality and sexuality, our relationship to that part of us. And this in the men is also connected to the testes, sexual organs, this whole area. So in men, it's a little bit lower than it does in women. And if it's overactive, we may feel overly emotional, not know how to handle or work with our emotions. We're just like overwhelmed. Sexually, maybe we're overly sexual. There becomes this addiction, this attachment to that, to getting that experience, to feeling that way. Underactive could be repressed emotions. We don't feel a lot, numbness, not really feeling connected to what brings us alive in life, our joy in life, the pleasures of everyday life. So maybe either addicted to, attached to it, or not really knowing how to connect with it. So what we want to do by working with these postures and with the breath is to bring that balance where we allow ourselves to feel the pleasure in our body and in life. We also allow ourselves to connect with how we nurture ourselves and our emotions. So having this healthy relationship with our emotions, with our body, our sensuality, our sexuality. And so it's best experienced once we have that really like solid ground. We have that connection to our roots. And once we feel grounded and connected and safe, then we can feel safe to explore that movement of our pleasure and joy more easily and in a more balanced way. All right, so a little explanation about that chakra. From there, I am going to go ahead and invite us to lay on our backs. So get comfy on your back. I'll go through the chakra and the different elements as we move. And this chakra is also the chakra that expresses itself in a way of receptivity. So begin with yourself in Shavasana just for a moment, closing the eyes, and we'll start our meditation here today. Palms open wide, feet out, feeling the connection to the feet to begin. And then raising that awareness up into the pelvis, into the belly, your womb. And then shifting the energy all the way up through the entire body, the head, the arms, just making that initial connection to all of you. And then bringing your hands to your low belly, to your womb. And allowing your hands to rest here. The element of this chakra is the element of water. So we have this still firm foundation of our root chakra that sets us up to be able to hold the yin, the flow of the water, the yin, the flow of change in our life. Feeling and connecting with your relationship with this area of your emotions, your feelings, your sensuality, your pleasure, your joy of life, in life. How easily you shift and change. Or maybe how resistant you are to change, to pleasure, to enjoying and embracing the shifts that happen day to day. As we begin to notice what comes up for us, creating this container in this space of non-judgment, of witnessing. Where you are the author of your life. You notice and see how you move through the world. And maybe where we can invite more balance. And as we connect to this center, we invite this beautiful color orange, vibrant pulsing into our wombs. And even see if you can feel it pulsing beneath the hands. Inviting that experience beyond right or wrong, but just receiving, feeling, witnessing. Inviting some deeper breaths in right now, in through the nose, out through the mouth with your jaw soft. Breathing in through the nose. Exhaling with a sigh out of your mouth. Doing a few more of those on your own. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling with a sigh. Maybe even bringing some sound through the exhale. Sigh with an ah or a ha or a hum. Allowing yourself to connect with that vibration. And the sound of this chakra, the sound this chakra makes, the seed sound is VAM, V-A-M. So we're going to repeat this chant 3 times. We'll begin by exhaling out the mouth, and then inhaling. Exhaling with VAM. VAM. 2 more times, inhale. VAM. 1 more time, inhale. And slowly walking the feet up, knees together, feet wide. So we're moving today with some poses that will be still and stagnant, and others we will flow and move like water. So we begin here, bringing the hands next to the hips, knees together, feet wide. Do your best to move in this way. If it doesn't work for your body, that's okay. Play with it and try something different. So we'll begin with an inhale. And then we'll exhale for a count of 4. Lifting the pelvic floor, belly button goes into the spine. Again, inhaling. Exhale for 5. Belly button to spine, lift the pelvic floor, engaging the root and the second chakra. 1 more time. Exhale for 6. On your next inhale, pressing into the feet and lifting the hips up. They might not be very high, but see how high you can get them. So you'll inhale, lift your hips up, knees together. Exhale, knees come wide, come down 1 vertebrae at a time. So we're going to start floating in this way. Knees come together, hips come up and inhale, open the knees, exhale 1 vertebrae at a time. So as slow or as fast as you can, bringing some movement into the hips. You start to do it in a flow-like movement, you feel the circling of the hip joint. And then you'll reverse it, knees wide, hips come up, knees come together, come down 1 vertebrae at a time. Feeling like you're opening this chakra, you're moving the waves, the waters of the body. And then come all the way down, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. And then place the feet back down, knees together once again, and begin to rock the knees right to left. So arms can come out into a T, next to the hips. And letting your body be really soft and gentle here, feeling the receptivity, maybe letting your head and neck sway right to left, feeling that internal pulse and letting it guide you as we move. And then come back up to center. Feet together, knees to the sky. Bring the knees into the chest once again. Extending the legs towards the sky. Flexing and then pointing the toes. So like we did last class, we're opening the root chakras in a different way now. So really flexing the toes towards the body, extend out the heels, open the feet, and then point the toes and visualize water dripping down into the legs, into the pelvis. Flex, extend, open, opening the gates. Exhale, water dripping down the legs. So doing this a few more times, inviting your own length of breath, going faster or slower if you want. And then begin to roll the ankles one direction then the other. And bring the knees into the chest, hands on the insides of the shins, opening the pelvic floor, opening the pelvis, letting the belly and the pelvic floor be soft here. Closing the eyes, breathing deep into the root and up into the second chakra. Maybe even sending that energy that you're building there up the spine, up to the head. Good. And then bring the hands on top of the knees and just make circles with the knees. Tipping the pelvis front and back as you go in one direction and the other. And then cross the legs, rock along the spine, come up into a seat. Legs are crossed. Coming into our Sukhasana pose. And then in this posture, the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to invite some breath work in here to bring a little bit more awareness into this area. So this breath that we're going to use is called Kapalabhati breath. So breath of fire, shining skull breath, there's a couple different translations for it. But essentially what we are doing is we will inhale and we'll expand the belly. And as we exhale rapidly, we compress the belly button to the spine. So we go. So we forceful exhale out the nose and the inhale comes naturally. At any point you feel dizzy, just breathe naturally and come back to the natural inhale and exhale. We're going to bring our hands like this. So like you're holding this ball, right? This ball in your pelvis, in your womb. It's this beautiful orange, vibrant, bright light. And you're going to inhale, your hands come out, and then the exhale goes. So bringing your hands close together like you're going to clap, but you're not going to touch. So it's going to look like. Cool? Okay. So we're going to do this for 30 seconds. All right. First round is 30 seconds. And begin. Inhale. Visualize that you're pulsing, expanding this light. Bring your hands wider. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach the arms out, close the eyes, put the palms towards the sky. Exhale whenever you feel ready. Keep the eyes closed and feel your arms reaching out. Feel that energy moving through the pelvis and out the arms. And then inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Hands come on top of the shins. Inhale, look up, open the chest. Exhale, round the back. Cat-cows here, inhale, open. Exhale, round. Then inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, ribs to the right. Back. Inhale to the left, to the front. And begin to make circles with the ribs and the pelvis. Coming in one direction first, letting your body kind of sway around. Let it feel organic, flowing, easy. Stirring up that cauldron, base of the pelvis, the energy here. If you feel like it's too stimulated, you can always slow it down and bring yourself into stillness and breathe. This chakra also is the connection to our senses. So really what we focus on a lot in our yoga class is feeling beneath the surface of the skin. Other direction. Connecting with our relationship to our emotions, how we feel. Do we feel overrun by our emotions, or do we have a healthy relationship? Are we able to see how we feel and make a choice to act or not? And slowly bring these spirals, smaller and smaller, coming into a gentle pulse. Eyes closed. Feeling that gentle pulse, noticing that even when we are still moving. And then from here, bringing the hands to the heart, taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And we're going to bring in some lion's breath. So we inhale through our nose. Stick your tongue out, exhale. 2 more. Open jaw, open belly, inhale. And then from this position, we're going to come into a forward fold. So bring our feet up underneath our hips. Core our spine over our legs. Relax the hands. Check out the neck and the head. If you have a block here, we're going to go ahead like we did last class and place it between our thighs. Squeezing the block. If you don't, it's totally okay. But feeling the spine melting and pouring like a waterfall over the legs. Letting that water blend with our thoughts, grab them up and wash them away into the earth. So feeling that connection of that earth energy, that liquid, that water energy. And then squeezing the block together, inhale, lift halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. This time, inhale, arms out to a T, reach up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart, closing the eyes. Squeezing that block, lifting the toes off of the ground, placing the toes back down. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Flip the palms away. Exhale, bend the knees, head into the hips, forward fold. Do this a few more times, begin to flow. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart, eyes closed. Keep going. Inhale, reach up, flip the palms away. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Press inhale, root to rise, reach up to the sky, up and back. Exhale, hands to the heart, close your eyes, stay here. Taking a moment to feel the stillness in the body, but the movement inside. When the waters of the body and the emotion of life are moving, do you get caught up in the movement, or can you come back to the stillness and witness and watch things moving and changing? Bring the hands next to the hips. If you have a block, go ahead and remove it. And do some mobility in the shoulders here. So inhaling arms out into a T, reaching them out. And then bring the feet a little bit wider than your hips. Nice bouncy bend in the knee. You're going to reach the left arm over, right hand underneath. Reach up and over. And then inhale through center. Switch sides. Exhale up and over. Keep going on your own. Letting go of any counting and just let the body move. You may be looking up. Twisting, breathing into all the sticky parts, corners of the body. Really stretching out of the hips. Slow or as fast as you'd like. Maybe extending the exhale. And when you're ready, your next inhale, reaching the arms to the sky. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down. Once again, closing the eyes. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Put the palms away. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forwards fold. Stay here in forward fold for a few breaths. Breathing into the low belly, into the womb. Creating this really nice, sweet container to work with this energy of nourishment, sensuality, being awake, feeling alive, letting life ebb and flow. And then inhale, hands on the shins, pull the heart through. Exhaling, plant the hands. Go ahead and step back into your down dog. So bending the knees, hips to the sky, pressing the earth away here. Walking the feet a little bit wider, as wide as the mat, and then bringing this right hand crossing on the outside of the left. So another way to activate and contain this energy in a balanced way is to bring in some twists. So really extend the hips up and back, grab the outside of that left ankle. Continue to root the heels to the ground and rotate, look under that left armpit. Feeling the belly button rotating towards the left, maybe bending the right elbow. Every time you breathe in, expand the pelvic floor, low belly. And as you exhale, lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly towards the spine. Stoking that fire of change, that pleasure, place of joy that connects you to the things that you enjoy in life. And then bring the right hand down, switch sides, left hand on the outside of the right ankle. Same thing here, bend the knees, hips high, breathe into the belly, to the womb. The belly button rotates towards the left. Inhale, open the chest a little bit more. Exhale, pull the low belly in, pelvic floor engages. One more full deep breath here. And then place the left hand down, hips stay up and high. Look between the hands, bring the knees down. Inhale, look up into your cow. Spread the hip bones wide. Exhale, press it around, chin to chest, into cat. So a few cat-cows here. So we hold the postures, we create this nice container for this energy. And then we do movements like this, where we start to move any stuck energy in our hips, our pelvic floor. Maybe even making circles around with the hips, really getting into those stuck places. And just begin to notice and witness your relationship to this area of the body. No right or wrong, really just feeling and experiencing what's happening. Maybe bending the elbows and rolling the chest around to moving the energy up the spine. We bring the hips around and back. Maybe bring the hips down to a lazy up dog, cobra. And let's all bring our toes together, knees wide. If you need support, you can always bring a bolster, a blanket, or a block underneath behind the knees or at the seat. Send the hips back, reaching the arms forward, forehead to the ground. And let your belly hang here. I know sometimes for some of us who are used to really engaging and pulling our belly in, like when we're working out, it took me a couple of years for me to really let my belly be soft. So give yourself permission for that belly to be like a Buddha belly, right? That happy space here, that joy. I always think of the joyful, happy Buddha. It is big belly. Feeling the heart melt, the hips extend back. If this doesn't work for you, choose another resting pose where you can breathe and connect to this chakra. In through the nose, maybe out through the mouth if you're noticing any tension rising in the mind or the body. Breathing into your hips, feeling the release happening in the hips and the belly. Each exhale, feeling the slight engagement and lift of the pelvic floor along with the belly button to the spine. This is also known as Uddiyana Bandha. And notice we expand the belly and the pelvic floor, inviting all that nourishing energy in. And as we exhale, we engage and lift and send all of that nourishment to the rest of our body. One more full breath here. And then let's inhale, coming into a tabletop position. And then bring our knees up. You can always keep your knees down if it's too much. We're gonna come into a plank posture. Looking down, extend out the heels, out the crown of the head. And then come back into that breath, breathing in, focusing on lengthening the exhale, engaging the pelvic floor, low belly. If you want a little bit more, pointing the toes down, and the tops of the toes. This is a posture in our Kundalini practice that specifically focuses on the second chakra. Feeling your body shake, feeling yourself getting stronger the longer that you hold. And then slowly exhale, bring the hips down. You can bring the shoulders towards the ears or come onto the forearms in your Sphinx or Cobra. Choosing the position where you'd like to be right now. Holding and then breathing, expanding the breath in the chest. And in this pose, go ahead and just bend the knees. If it feels good for you, if not, you can leave them straight. And then reaching the feet back, pressing yourself up, come into downward facing dog. Bending the knees, walking it out. Shaking out the head and neck, maybe stick the tongue out here. And then we're gonna sweep the right leg into the sky. Rolling that right ankle. Bending the knee, opening the hip, and doing a few circles. 3 in one direction. Or 4 or 5. And then switch directions. Feeling this movement, connecting to the pelvic floor, to the womb. And then inhale, reach that foot up. Exhaling, sweeping that right foot in between the hands. So if you have a blanket rolled up, this is one way we can do this. So if you want, you can roll your blanket up at the front of the mat. We're gonna walk the left foot up a little bit. A few feet, there's about a few feet, 3 feet between the legs. Walking the left foot out about 45 degrees and bringing the toes onto this blanket. So this may work for you, you may not need a blanket or have one. If you like, you can also use your blocks. This is our pyramid pose. So do your best to keep your back flat. Rotate that right hip back, left hip forward. Slight bend in the knee is awesome and totally okay if that's what your body needs. But doing your best to rotate the belly button over to the right. And just look down, extend out the crown of the head, and breathe. Inhaling, lengthening the exhale, lifting the pelvic floor and the belly button to the spine. Using this opportunity to really connect to the senses. What are you feeling inside the body? Beneath any thoughts about what you're experiencing, what do you feel? I'm noticing a heat in my belly now, kind of rising into my chest. One more breath. Inhale, rotate the belly button over to the right. Right hip comes back. And then exhale, move the blocks to the side. If you have them, bend into that right knee. Step the left foot back. Placing the left knee down, toes back, sweep the arms to the sky into our Anjaneyasana. In this pose, press into the right toe. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, pulse out. Keep doing this a few more times. Sink the hips low, inhale, reach up and back. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Bring the foot off of the blanket. And your choice to come back to down dog, or if you know when you want to take a vinyasa, you can. Bending the elbows, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Your child's pose if you'd like. And downward facing dog. Shake out the head and neck. Full body breath here. Other side, this time inhale the left leg into the sky, bend the knee, open the hip and begin to make circles with the hip. Just do a few in one direction and then the other, taking your time, really feeling each movement in that joint, which translates into the ovaries, into your womb, your belly. Full, luxurious, nurturing breath. And then reaching the left leg up and back, inhale. Exhale, walk that left leg forward between the hands. So opposite side this time, grab your blanket if you have it. If you don't, that's fine. Walk the right foot up about a foot. Grab your blocks if you need them. If you need to stand up first, you can. Getting that right hip forward, left hip back. That's the energy we want here, rotating the right hip forward, left hip back. And the hands in the blocks are on the ground. Looking down, extend out the crown of the head. Rotate the belly button to the left and deepen the breath. If you start to get a little off track, maybe dizzy or distracted, reconnect to your root. So connect to that root chakra, to the roots in the feet, into the earth. Breathing into areas you feel tension or restriction. Feeling the ebb and flow like ocean waves with the breath through the body. One more full breath here. Rotate the belly button to the left, lift pelvic floor, engage. And then walk the blocks to the side if you have, then bring your hands down to the ground. You can keep your right knee up if you want, or go ahead and bring that right knee down. Sweep the arms up, Anjaneyasana. Your foot can stay on the blanket or it can come off. And we're just gonna pulse here. So lift. Inhale, exhale, pelvic floor lifts, pulse, lean down. Go ahead and sink, sink, sink all the way in on this left side. Inhale, reaching up and back out of the hips. Exhale, gently bring the hands down. Go ahead and remove your blanket away if you have it. Planting the hands, bringing the right foot off the ground, left foot to meet the right. Again, your choice here if you want. You can exhale, bring the knees down, chest down. Come in through a nice gentle cobra. And then come back to downward facing dog. Shake out the head and neck. Take a few breaths in your down dog. Walk the left foot to the center of the mat. Inhale, sweep the right foot up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhaling here. Exhale, bring that right knee through the midline, place your foot between your hands. And then rotate that left heel down, coming into warrior two feet. Press, inhale, lift, warrior two. And in a few moments here, go ahead and just roll the shoulders and maybe pulse the legs. If you want your arms out, you can. Maybe your hands are at the heart. Maybe they're just down next to your hips. So we're just going to feel this pulsing action as we bend and straighten the right knee. Last class, we were holding and breathing. Now, from that stability, we're starting to move the body more. And then inhaling, coming into your warrior two. Straightening the right leg. Exhale, reach the right arm forward. Finding a block if you want one. Placing it behind the right leg. Reaching that left arm up towards the sky. And then over towards the front. So engaging the left leg, pressing the left heel down. Reach out of the left arm. Continuing to remember to lift the pelvic floor and the low belly on the exhale. And then begin to dance with this left arm, sweeping it down, looking down. Inhale, reaching up, press into the block or the floor. Exhale in front of you. And then press, inhale, reach the left arm towards the sky. Bending into that right knee just a little bit. And rotate the left hand down. Your choice, you can take a vinyasa or just come back to down dog. Nice full breath here, resetting. If you feel like things are moving too fast, you can slow down. Take your own pace. Feel the hips extending up and back, the sacrum opening. Feel the muscles around the sacrum expanding, relaxing. Then inhale the left leg into the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. And then look between the hands. Exhale, sweep that left foot in between your hands. Rotate the right heel down. And press yourself up into warrior two legs. And begin to pulse. Arms out, palms up, heart hits Maybe even dancing around if that feels good to you. Then come into your warrior two, hang out here for a breath. Inhaling, straightening that left leg. Exhale, reaching the left arm forward, grabbing a block if you need it, down on the outside of that left leg, reaching the right arm towards the sky. Pressing on the outside of the right foot, and reaching up and over, feeling that stretch on the right side body. Then bring a bend into the left leg, reaching the right arm up. Exhale, framing that left foot. This time, right foot comes to meet the left in a forward fold. Relax the spine, the heart. Nice, beautiful exhale out the mouth with a ha or an ah. Inhale, lift halfway. Stay here as you exhale, belly button to spine, engage pelvic floor. Inhale, arms come out into a T. Press into the ground. Exhale, reach up towards the sky. Hands come to touch. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhaling, hands come to the heart. Close the eyes. Resting the arms next to the hip. So coming into that place of stillness from the movement. Reconnecting back down to the feet. Feeling those roots reaching out of the bottoms of the feet into the ground. And then leaning into the left foot, inhale the right knee into the chest. Hands come to the heart. Inhaling here. Exhale, reach the right foot to the back of the mat into your crescent lunge. Bend the right knee down a little bit, rotate that right hip forward, then straighten the leg. Sweeping the arms to the sky. And begin to move the arms in circles like we did in fascia class before. Kind of let your alignment go a little bit and just begin to feel the flow of the arms. Maybe you feel a little off balance, come back, get your rooting, and then move again. And then rotate the chest over to the right, coming into horse stance, and reaching the arms out into a T. So if you need to straighten your legs, you can, otherwise bending the knees, reaching out of the shoulders. And then rotate over to the right, coming into crescent lunge on the right side. Once again, moving the arms. Feeling the connection of the feet, rotating the shoulders, arms around. And then rotate the left heel out, coming back into horse stance. Arms come up, sit rooted. This is a great posture to really connect to the root, into the sacral chakra. Arms can come out or hands at the heart. If you want, you can come onto the right toe. Place the right heel down, left toe. And then inhaling the arms up, rotate back to the right. Hands come to the heart. Then the right knee, rotate that right hip forward. Straighten it back out. Lean forward on the right foot, bring the left knee into the chest. Exhale, place that left foot down. Hands come next to the hips. Next, we'll inhale, sweep our arms up. Flip the palms away. Exhaling, hinge at the hips, forward fold. This time, plant the palms of the hands, if you can, underneath the feet. You can bend the knees and bend the arms here. If you can't, just stay in a forward fold with a block or on the ground. Relaxing the neck, reconnecting back with the breath. And go ahead and release that posture, plant the hands. And then step the left foot to the back of the mat. If you cannot do pigeon and there's a different hip opener you want to take, go there. Otherwise, we're going to walk this right foot behind the left wrist, bringing that right knee out to the right, behind the right wrist. This doesn't work. You can always play with putting a block underneath the right booty cheek, or a blanket, or even a bolster underneath the hips. Making sure that left toe is reaching back. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, pull. You can be stagnant here, or if you want to bring a little bit more movement, if your body feels like it wants it, you can begin to make waves with the upper spine. Maybe you need a little bit of more connection and movement in this area of the body in your life. Or maybe you need to bring it in a little bit and have a little bit less movement. No matter where you're at, coming down onto the forearms. If you're moving, bring yourself to stillness. Folding over that right leg. And then from here, go ahead and roll onto that right hip, right booty cheek, reaching the left foot up, toes up. Then bring the right sole of the foot on the inside of the left thigh. Maybe you stay right here. If you want more, you can always bring that right foot on the inside of the left leg crease. Or maybe you put a blanket underneath your booty. Depends on what your body likes. But bringing the hands next to the leg, inhale, reach up, stay here, or walk your hands forward, forward fold over that left leg. Connecting back with the rivers and the water of the body. We have this movement not only with our breath, but also with our nervous system, our blood. And then inhale, slowly bring your chest up. Bend this left knee if you can. Bring the left knee up. And then the right knee up. And however you can make it there, we're going to come into pigeon on the other side. So the left heel's behind the right wrist, left knee behind the left wrist. Reaching that right leg back. Or any other modification or form of this posture. It's something that you can rest in for a little bit. You can also come into the figure four on the back. This is another way to get into the similar areas. And again, choosing if you'd like to bring spinal undulations into the body, or if you would like to just rest and be still. And coming back and remembering that balance. So when we work with these energy centers, it's about coming back to the balance within us, into the wholeness. It's realizing that this expression of our nourishment, of our safety, is something that we come to within ourselves, rather than seeking the world around us to give us the safety or to bring about that sensual feeling or joy, to where we don't become dependent on others for these things in our life. By doing these practices, we start to create this container within us where we are the source of our nourishment, the source of our pleasure, and the source of our safety. And reminding us that nothing outside of us can really fulfill that if we don't have it within ourselves and we haven't cultivated this relationship with ourselves. And slowly walk your hands up. Rotate onto that left hip, rotate the right toes up. Bringing the left sole to foot on the inside of that right thigh. And I also didn't mention if you have your left knee bent out here and it's a little much, you can always place a block underneath it or a pillow. Blanket underneath your seat if you need it as well. Hands come next to the legs, inhale, lift up. Stay here or walk the hands forward and fold over the leg. Maybe you reach all the way for the foot. Maybe your hands just come next to the knees. No right or wrong way to be in this posture. Remembering to breathe, remembering to engage the pelvic floor, your Uddiyana Bandha and your Mula Bandha, right there at the base of the pelvis. One more full breath here. And slowly rise. And straighten out the left leg and the right leg. Bring the hands behind you just for a moment. Looking at your toes. Just witnessing yourself, your body. See if you can do it from this place of curiosity and play rather than judgment and critique. What beauty can you see in your body and in your feet? And then from this posture, we're just going to slowly walk ourselves down into Shavasana. If you're feeling anything in the low back and in the hips, maybe you want to lift the hips with a block. Maybe you want to put a bolster underneath your knees. Find a pose that feels nice where you can completely surrender and let go. If your body needs another pose or position or movement before settling in, then take that. This whole experience of yoga is to learn to listen deeper to our bodies. What our bodies are asking for. Noticing when these chakras are out of balance. And we do that by coming back to the body and asking and listening. Feeling how these energy centers are flowing. Maybe not enough, maybe a little too much. Utilizing the breath and these practices to come into balance. Maybe your arms are out to the side, or maybe you want to place your hands on your body and your belly. Maybe your body is asking for that connection and that touch. That loving, nourishing touch and connection to self. No approval needed. Just presence. Releasing all of the grips, surrendering completely into this flow, like a river that shapes the earth. Sometimes this river moves fast and fierce, and sometimes this river is gentle, and sometimes it's still, like a pond. Visualizing yourself in your favorite body of water. Maybe it's an ocean, a lake, a stream, a pool. Noticing how the waters of your body blend and meld with the water that you are in. Feeling all your systems surrendering into this flow. Letting go of the worries and concerns of the world. Letting go of your control, trying to shape your life and the lives around you. Letting yourself rest in the unknown. Feeling the entire body dropping to the ground, the weight of gravity. You are able, staying here longer, resting as long as you can in the Shavasana, in this water. Breathing in through the nose, breathing that light, that air, that water in through the nose, and letting that exhale descend down the spine till it reaches your sacral chakra, that bright orange light. Feeling the fluid, the movement, the ability to shift and change with the current of life. Visualizing this orange in the front, the sides, and out the back body. Creating a field about 10 feet around your pelvis. Fluid and free, yet contained, stable. Then shifting down to your root chakra, feeling this red, liquid silk, magma, earthy color. Feeling it circling, spiraling, balanced, rooted, connected. Feel how these energy centers work together and support each other. The stillness and the movement, the yin and the yang, matter and energy. And begin to breathe through the feet, breathing the breath into all of the cells of your body. Slowly bringing some sweet, gentle movement if you feel like it, or staying resting in your Shavasana for as long as you can. Slowly bringing movement to the fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Let it be luxurious, maybe even sensual, as you slowly make your way to one side and then pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes heavy, soft, jaw soft, heart open, hips open, maybe feeling this pulsing in the pelvis. Hands on the knees. Taking a few moments here in gentle meditation to just witness how things have changed in your body, what you have noticed. Or with the root chakra, it's feeling the body, which also sometimes means feeling into our discomforts and our pain, to allow space for our natural movement, our flow to move through us in our sacral chakra. And then bringing your hands to your heart. And just noticing how you feel. Noticing maybe a deeper connection to your body. When we come together on this day that is the solstice, there was more light in the northern hemisphere. And also a new moon eclipse in Cancer. So not only are we connecting to this part in our body, the liquid, the fluid, the emotions, it's also what's happening collectively. This new moon is a time to turn inward, to feel, to dive beneath the depths of our soul, of our unconscious. Let's exhale all the air out of our lungs. And inhale to close with one vam. Inhale. Vam. Bowing your chin to your chest, honoring the emotions, the feeling, the sensual part of you. Cultivating that more intimate relationship with yourself and how you feel. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys. Sorry, we're a little bit over on time.
Okay.
Have a wonderful day. How are you guys feeling after all of that?